Start to relax your jaws. And notice how the belly rises and falls. Is it actually filling up or is it stopping short? Now that we're all onto our backs, I am going to offer our begin to have bent knees and wide feet. So you can bend one leg at a time. Place all four corners of each foot down onto your space and walk your feet to the edges of your mat. Allow your knees to be directly above your heels. So wide knees, wide feet. Place your arms by your side, palms down onto the earth. And just feel a little bit of rooted sensation. Start to deepen your breath solely through your nose only, calling it pranayama. Life force, because we need it to exist. Good. 3 breaths, guided, a collective exercise. Clear out anything left into your lungs and seal the lips. Inhale through the nose, filling up, going down the back of your throat into each lung. Pause and hold. Audibly exhale, share it with the room. Allow your lips to seal for 2 more breaths, guided. Take a nice, generous inhale. Breathe everything in. Fill it up a little bit further and suspend the breath right at the peak. And let it go. Last and final breath together. Lips are sealed. Draw it in. Fill up your good morning cup. When you arrive at your peak, hold the breath for a second. Now take in just a little extra sip of air. And let it go. Allow your lips to come back together. Continue your own rhythm of breath, moving forward throughout your practice. There will be times where it may become choppy, so you can come back to the breath that you've just experienced to calm down and steady your mind. If anything I'm cueing today does not work for your body, modify or intensify as suits it. Take a couple more rounds of breath here on your mat. I'll be joining you, but do remember that I get off my mat to check on you periodically. So you just do you. Try and avoid looking up at the screen 100 times, and instead I will do my absolute best to keep the dialogue clear and concise. So all you have to do is listen to my voice. Continue to breathe. Keep your eyes closed as you walk your arms wide to a V or a T position on your mat. And let your legs stagger fall to the left side. Once they stagger fall, your gaze has the option to look over your right shoulder. And your left foot has the opportunity to place itself on your right thigh above the knee. If it doesn't feel good, you just place it right back down onto the mat. Remove your foot, set it back down. Return your gaze center and draw your knees back to center as well. Pause here, wide feet, wide knees. Lift your tailbone barely up off the mat and lengthen it right back down and feel that a magical alignment happen. Knees go over to the right side, gaze goes left. Right foot may place itself on left thigh. Simply breathe. How does your breath feel? Place your foot back down onto the mat. Draw your gaze up to the roof and bring your knees back to center. Toe heel your feet the distance of your hips. Draw your arms alongside your thighs. Lift your right leg to tabletop and your left leg to tabletop. Flex your feet, so heel alignment behind the knees. Reach your arms up right above your shoulders and pivot the palms to face one another. Now, press the back of your shoulder blades into the mat and keep them there. As you breathe in, reach your right arm behind you and your left leg forward in front of you. Left leg can be high, medium, or low. You can also have it bent to hover the foot above the mat. Draw your arm above your shoulder again and your leg back to tabletop. Let's find a rhythm. Breathe in, lengthen the left arm back and the right leg forward. Find a distance and a shape that works in your body. And return it back in. Contract your abdominals. Breath to movement. Inhale, reach right arm back and left leg forward. Exhale, return them back to center. Inhale, left arm back and right leg forward. Jaws nice and loose still. Exhale, come back. One more each side. Inhale, right arm back, left heel toward the top short edge of your mat. Exhale, return back. Inhale, left arm back and right leg forward. Flex your foot. Inhale, come back. Exhale, knees to the belly, hands on the front of the shin, roll side to side. Loosen the spine, keep the mobility there. When you're even on both sides of a rolling, stop. Place your hands lightly on the back of your thighs. Roll your body up 2 to 3 times before you find boat pose in Navasana. So we're going to all balance on our seat the best that we can. So options to have the hands on the back of your thighs, or option to extend your arms forward. Think of squeezing a block between your inner thighs. Feel that sensation. Draw your chest towards your thighs and your thighs back towards your chest. Beautiful job. Breathing in and breathing out. Soft gaze. One more time. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge forward, cross at the ankles, tabletop. Plant the hands under the shoulders so you're stacking your bones. Hips above the knees. Take a few rotations, going right and left. And we'll find our stillness here together as a class to move through cow and cat. Breathe in, drop the belly, cow pose, lift the heart. Exhale, round the spine, draw the chin in and the heart back up. Inhale, cow pose. Think of bringing your shoulders down the sides of the back. Exhale, round, draw your chin in towards your throat. Inhale, find your way back into tabletop. Exhale, step one leg back at a time into plank pose. So right leg, left leg. Feel free to take a couple shifts forward and back, and then I encourage stillness here. Remember to modify or intensify if you want your knees on the mat, if that feels best for your first one. Breathe. And just honor, where do you want to feel at the end of your practice? Where do you want to be? Breathe in to shift towards the tips of your toes. Breathe out to lower all the way down onto your bellies. Your elbows are very close to your ribs. Place the tops of your feet down onto your mat on the back end. Inhale, low cobra. Shoulders, chest, and chin lift. Hands are light. Exhale, fold. One more time of low cobra. Inhale, scoop the belly off the mat. Lift the sternum forward and then up. Exhale, fold. Curl toes under, engage the quads. High plank. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk it out. So definitely move around in your first downward facing dog. Get unstuck. Get your body ready to practice. Nice. Draw your chest closer towards your thighs as your head falls between the biceps. Beautiful adjustment, Amy. Inhale, guide your right leg straight back behind you and up. Exhale into a half scorpion where your knee and hip of the right leg open up. Flex your foot. Inhale, three-legged dog. Send your right leg straight back. On the exhale, down dog figure 4. Cross right leg above left knee. You can bend your left knee. Your heel can be off the mat. Do flex your right foot though, and anchor the index and thumb finger heavy. Inhale, three-legged dog. Send the right leg back. Exhale, knee right elbow, shoulders stack wrists. Knee to the left elbow. Knee back to your right elbow, flex your right foot. Step your right foot to the outer right pinky finger. Keep your back knee up, hands are on the inner right foot. Just a gentle runner's lunge setup. Energy through the left heel. Spread your collarbones towards the edge of your mat up top and breathe. Crawl your left hand closer to your right where the thumbs almost touch. Low lunge twist. Open your right arm out and up while you draw your right hip in. Turn your gaze towards your left thumb. Place your right hand back to the inner right foot. Flatten your back foot down onto your mat at an angle and begin to walk your hands all the way over to the long edge of your mat. Straighten your right leg. Begin to bend the left knee, heel towards ground, setting up for a Skandasana warm-up prep pose. So lengthen the spine. Try and have your right toes grounded. If you need the toes up, perfectly fine. Press the heel down. Good. Like a gentle lateral lunge. Inhale, start to come up. Flatten the right foot if it's lifted. Straighten the left leg. Spin the left heel back. Walk back to a low lunge. Hands frame right foot, left heel up. Flatten the hands. Step your right leg back into a high plank pose. You're going to hold plank or you're going to take it through your first Chaturanga Dandasana, where we'll all meet in downward facing dog in 3, in 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. Find your way and breathe. Feel free to pedal the legs. Awesome. Let's get into our left side. Inhale, left leg goes up and back. Exhale, half scorpion. Knee and hip open up. Left shoulder did not. Inhale, left leg straight back. Exhale, down dog, figure 4. Left leg above right heel. Remember, right knee can bend, right heel can lift. Chest towards thighs still. Inhale, three-legged dog. Send it back and up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. 3-point plank. Remain in plank. Left knee, right elbow. Glide it across like a windshield wiper. Left knee, outer left elbow. Flex your foot. Step it to the outer left pinky finger. Runner's lunge set up. So avoid the real sink down that we tend to do here. But instead, think of being uplifted the whole time. Long spine, heel reaches towards the back edge of your mat. You feel this energy just flow through your meridian lines. Walk your right hand closer towards your left. Low lunge twist. Spiral the chest towards your left inner thigh. And lift the back of your right hamstring up about 1 millimeter. Turn your gaze back down towards your right thumb. Set your hand on the inner foot. Flatten your right foot. And start to walk your way over to the long edge of the right side of your mat. Start to straighten your left leg. Start to bend towards your right heel. Bend the right knee. Long in the spine. Skandasana prep setup. So be gentle on your body here. Like this lateral lunge. Inner thigh, groin, opening, elongating. I begin to take your breath in as you straighten the right leg. Walk your hands all the way forward to a low lunge. Both feet spin to the back of the front of the mat again. Step back, high plank. You'll hold here 4 counts. Otherwise, Chaturanga Dandasana, where you lower halfway. Inhale, lift up, meeting back into down dog. Exhale, walk it out. Good. Notice how your breath is. Tell yourself a kind, positive thought, a compliment, they say. As you breathe in, lift your heels up off your mat. As you breathe out, look forward, bend your knees, step to the top, feet are hip width apart, toes forward. Inhale, half lift for Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen your torso. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up high. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana, mountain pose, shoulders back. As you inhale, send your arms up and step your left leg back to a high crescent lunge. Hips are forward, thumbs rotate back, and bend both knees a little bit more. Awesome, Layla. Breathe in one time. As you exhale, hands down around the right foot, step back. Option to go right to down dog, or if you want to take that chaturanga because you need a little bit more, find your way, and we all meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg steps forward. Rise up, crescent lunge, hips forward, arms up, and breathe. Inhale, stay. On your exhale, hands down, step into a forward fold at the top, feet hip width, bend the knees and drop your head. Inhale, take your half lift. So this is Ardha Uttanasana. Now shift while you're in your half lift so your hips are above your heels. And exhale, forward fold. Roll, stand tall. Inhale, root to rise. The arms go out and up. Back to Tadasana, arms by your side, palms face forward. As you inhale, lift your arms and step your right leg back to high crescent. So the legs ideally are hip width, like train track. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, hands down. Step back, holding plank 4 counts, or take that chaturanga if you desire it. Downward facing dog. Breathe. And step your left leg forward. Inhale, high crescent, tilting the pelvic wheel forward, thumb spiral to the back of your mat. Breathe in. Exhale, top of the mat into your forward fold. Bend, breathe, walk it out if you need. Inhale, half lift, elongate. Remember, hips above heels is the goal. Exhale, forward fold, let the head go. Inhale, root to rise. No pause here at the top, yogis. Directly exhale into Uttanasana, forward fold, long spine and deep breath. Inhale, lengthen for Ardha. Exhale, either step back, high plank hold, or chaturanga. If you're a floater, be sure you're bending your elbows. Downward facing dog. Inhale, send your right leg straight up and back. Exhale, knee towards right elbow, shift forward to that plank. Knee to the left elbow. Knee center, step through. Spin your left heel for warrior 2 setup, heel to back arch, spiral on the inhale, open up. Hold on to it on your exhale. Gaze over your right fingertips, draw your knee in line with your second toe. So we'll build our roots and our foundation here. Inhale, shift forward with your right hand towards and past your right toes. Exhale, side angle, tick-tock, 6 and 12. If you feel ready, right hand, inner right foot, spread your collarbones out, anchor the back heel down. That's it. Make sure your front leg still has a bend. Inhale, warrior 2. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten your front leg and lift your arms up over your head while you pivot to Prasarita setup on the long edge of your mat. Exhale, arms to a T. Inhale, palms up, look up. On your exhale, palms down, forward fold. Bring your hands underneath each shoulder. Rotate your toes in. Take a half lift. So remember, hips above heel alignment. Hold the half lift and exhale, Skandasana to the back of your mat. Bend the left knee. Lift the right toes up. Hands can stay exactly as they were on that prep position. You can start to bring your hands to your heart, or you can place your left hand on the front of the left shin with right arm up. If you have full Skandasana, by all means, you can take that fine and keep the chest open. That's it. Nice, Leila. Breathe. Place your hands down onto the ground if they are not there. Pivot your right toes down, straighten your left leg, walk through center, take your half lift here. And as you exhale, pivot back in a low lunge at the top of your mat. Spin your toes that direction, frame your right foot, left hand plants, right arm goes out and up. Holding low lunge twist yogis, or perhaps roll to the outer edge of left foot, slide right leg back to stack, stagger, or float up for your side plank variation. Holding here and breathing. Your leg is up, lower it down, pivot back to high plank. Even if you're in lunge, join us in high plank. Chaturanga Dandasana, or shift up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe and exist. Inhale, send your left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, knee to the left elbow, 3-point plank. Right elbow, center. Step it through as you anchor your back heel, warrior two. The inhale leads the way. Your exhale builds your roots. Draw your shoulders toward one another. Inhale, reach your fingertips forward. Exhale, side angle. Find that option that feels good. Remember, how do you want to feel at the end of your practice, right? Inhale, come up. Make sure your back foot is grounded. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Lift your arms up. Pivot to Prasarita, second side. Bring your arms to a T. Palms up, look up, breathe. Exhale, back into your fold. Hands underneath shoulders on the tips of your fingers. Hinge so your hips are above your heels. Exhale, Skandasana towards the right leg. Bend it. Walk your hands over toward it. Flip the left toe. So remember, a lot of different layers, just like an onion. Hands at heart, arms 6 and 12, full bind if it's in your practice. So don't worry about a full bind. If it doesn't feel good, I always say don't do it. Hands come back if they're in any other variation. Anchor the left foot down, straighten the right leg. Inhale through center, long spine. Exhale, pivot back to that low lunge at the top of your mat. Spiral the toes that direction. Right hand flat, inner left foot, open, low lunge twist. Side plank if you did it on the other side. Slide the left leg back. Lift the hips and breathe. Everybody step into your high plank position. Holding your high plank, or take your chaturanga. Find your way. All about navigation, right? Never getting lost. Come into down dog. Take a few breaths. So remember, rest as needed. If down dog ever becomes a little too much on the shoulders, feel free to just drop down into a tabletop expression instead. You guys are doing awesome. Even if I can't see you, I know you're there. Good. As you inhale, swoop your heels up off your mat. As you exhale, step or float forward to a forward fold. Take your half lift, lengthen your spine. And forward fold. Rise all the way up, breathe in, arms out, arms up. Hands to the heart space in a prayer position for Samasthiti. From this direction, open your feet approximately hip width, similar to how we've had it. Place your right hand on your hip. You're going to take your peace fingers and thumbs. I'm going to give a few different options. What we're going to do is a big toe extension. So first and foremost, lift your left leg up into a tabletop shape, one-legged mountain. Heel is below your knee, so you can keep this shape with no grip of the toe. Otherwise, you're going to bend a little at the spine, hook the big toe with thumb, index, middle finger, and then you will rebuild your spine to beautifully stacked and straight. Eventually, you'll start to lengthen your left leg forward. Bent or straighted spine, chest up is a requirement. So again, if you just have the leg, you're going to extend your left leg instead of having the toe grip. Find an option that works, that challenges you. Open your left leg slightly out to the side if you'd like. Or if you're in that extended leg variation, you can bend your knee, pull to the front of the shin and open it that way like you're opening a gate. Draw your left leg back to center. Release your toe, but keep your left leg extended. Everybody sweep your arms up, thumbs rotate towards the back. Steady mind. Warrior 3 as you guide your left leg by your right, hinge at the hip forward. Left leg goes behind you, toes pivot down, arms now lengthen down by your side. Drop the left hip back into its socket slightly and breathe. Nice, you guys, so good. Now lower your hands under your shoulder, let the fingertips literally touch the ground, and shift back through a Warrior 3 modification. Long in the spine, flex the energy through the back heel, and standing leg is straight and strong. Avoid that real big sink of the hip. Now bend your right leg in order to step your left leg to the back of the mat into this low lunge where we've been before. Should be pretty seamless. Spin the back foot down. We're coming back to Warrior 2, yogis. Inhale, spiral open. Right into your side angle. Exhale, reach forward, pivot. We'll add on a side angle here, so breathe. Option to stay as you are, good. Or option to take that wrap behind you if you want the back of the hand up. If you want to take a full bind, you can sweep your right arm under your right thigh, hook the fingers and draw the left shoulder back and the gaze up. House the front leg, bend it, ungrip your right toes. Open the arms if you chose the bind. And inhale, return back up through Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse Warrior. Exhale through Chaturanga Dandasana. Circle your hands down to the mat, step it, skip it, or hold plank. We meet in down dog in 4, 3, continue that inhalation, upward facing dog. 2, downward exhale, and breathe. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, look forward and find your way to the forward fold at the top again. Inhale, lengthen the spine long, hips above heels. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, sweep out and up. Hands to heart space, exhale, spread your collarbones. Left hand to hip. Right knee to one leg Tadasana. Remember your first option of just no hook of the toe, or hook the big toe, peace finger and index and thumb. Straighten the spine, encourage the abdominals to scoop in and lengthen up. So belly button towards your bottom rib. Next alternative is to guide your right leg forward with either just the bent leg or the hooked toe. Steady gaze is encouraged. Open out with that bent leg or hooked toe grip, yogi's choice. Use your inner thigh to guide your leg back. Extend it forward, sweep the arms up. So get your leg up high like you just placed it on your table or your nightstand or your couch. Warrior 3, sweep it back. Keep it as straight as possible. Arms alongside your thighs, palms face the outer thighs. Remember, back of the neck, no wrinkles. Modified Warrior 3 transition. Fingertips under the shoulders. Square your hips to the mat first. As you flex your right foot strongly, bend your left knee a little and start to glide your way back into that low lunge. Your hands should slide seamlessly around the left foot. Spin the right heel down to the ground. Warrior 2, let's lift up. And exhale, let's go into our side angle. Reach forward and down. Stay exactly as you are, or putting the right hand behind your back, with the alternative of taking that full bind, hooking the hands behind your back if you'd like. So keep the right shoulder back. How's your back heel too, by the way? Make sure it's really anchored. And breathe. If you have a bind, release it. Inhale, travel up and back. Stay for the exhale. Reverse warrior, right arm down the back leg. Just gain this beautiful momentum. Exhale, frame your foot with the option to flow through your vinyasa to down dog. Either way, you're right. We meet in 2 and in 1. Downward facing dog. Just breathe. Inhale, ripple forward into high plank posture. Stack shoulders, elbows, wrists. Slightly hinge a little further towards your toes and exhale to the belly. Once you're on your belly, uncurl the tops of your feet. 2 options. First is locust pose with arms by your side here. And we'll eventually lift all 4 limbs up off the mat. Option 2, floor bow. You'll gather your inner thighs closer, bend your heels towards your bottom, and your hands can go to the top of your feet. So remember locust with arms straight, legs straight as your first alternative. Look down for now. Exhale, go empty so you're nice and light. Inhale, kick your feet into your hands. Lift your chest forward and up. See if your thighs and knees will lift up off your space and breathe. Keep going. You're doing fantastic, Karen. Good, Andrea. Awesome, Layla. Holding here for 3. Breathing in for 2. And lowering down on 1. If your legs are bent, just simply extend them. Frame your arms around your elbows. And press chin, chest. Sit back into your first child's pose. Soften the forearms to the ground. Let your forehead reach softly there as well. And just fall in. Slide your hands to frame your thighs so you can roll your spine up, stack your shoulders above your hips. Sweep your legs to one side. Sweep them straight out in front of you. Maybe shimmy forward a little bit towards the front edge of your mat before you gather your left foot into your right inner thigh for a single leg stretch. Right foot is flexed, toes really strongly up to the roof. Make sure your torso is overlooking your thigh as well. Lift your arms all the way up. As you exhale, hinge forward more from your right hip toward your toes. Just make sure your shoulders don't come with you, but they're really strongly down the sides of your back. Let your fingertips come alongside your right calf. You're able to reach your foot. Great, reach your foot. Just be in the posture without a force, but just a gait. And slowly come up. Straighten the left leg and bring your right foot in. We'll do the same exact setup. Flex your left toes to the roof. Make sure your torso is overlooking your left leg. Lift your arms up and lengthen your spine long. As you exhale, hinge forward. Maintain the length. Set your fingertips down wherever they're willing to go. Doesn't have to be the same as the other side at all. Fall in. How's your breath? It's still there. We haven't stopped yet. And find your way up. Bend your left leg. Right leg will come to meet it, hip width. Reach your arms all the way forward. Again, you may want to scoot towards the top edge of your mat since we'll be coming down, but super slow, okay? Reach your arms, draw your chest, and then start to C-curve your spine. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels, but I'm going to encourage you to stop right about at the navel. Scoop the belly in and focus on lifting up just about an inch from here. Just a last minute ab session and back down an inch. And lift up an inch. Really want to become aware of your breath and how you feel. And just two more. You're just going to lift up by scooping that belly in towards your back spine. And down. And lift up one more inch, last and final. As you lower down, take your time to come all the way down onto your backs. Once you're down onto your back, walk your heels towards your backside. Place your arms alongside you, palms down. Before you lift your hips up into a bridge, just try to walk your shoulders under you a little bit, like a pinning in. And then on the inhale breath, send your hips up into bridge pose. Your belly is still engaged. Your eyes can actually close if you want them to. When your eyes close, your senses become a little more heightened and tuned in. Kind of nice. And slowly come down. Straighten your left leg long. Draw your right knee in. Hands on the front of the shin. Flex your left leg a lot. Open your right knee to the right. Release your right hand down beside you. Face it down. Supine spinal twist with right knee alongside to the left. Right shoulder is still grounded. So make it about the spine. Relax your hips. Let go of resistance and give up the fight. Return everything back to center. Bring both knees in. Lengthen the right leg, flex it. Hands on the front of the left. Open it. Lengthen your left arm alongside you and bring your left leg to the right. Shoulders down. Remember your breath. Bring your body all the way back into center. Take your time. Draw your knees in, take any last movement, any second to last posture, asana that feels best. The best is still coming of Shavasana. So it's important to just set your body up. One leg at a time goes long. Open to the edges of the mat. Relax your feet heavy. Wherever they rotate, they rotate. Arms by your side, palms up. Let your body be for a moment of rest. No thoughts, issues, concerns even exist for this moment. You're welcome to stay on your backs. When you are ready for movement, bring your knees all the way back in. And you can simply roll to your favorite side. Stay as long as you wish before you press your way up into a comfortable seat. And we'll take a seated namaste together as a class. Just place your hands right at your heart. I see faces. Close your eyes. Draw your thumbs up towards your third eye space. Let's take one last beautiful breath together. Inhale, breathe everything good. Tell yourself your kind thought once again. Exhale, bow your head forward and let it go. Namaste.